Hello everybody, this is Kira from the forums, and today I'm bringing you the Pics of the Day number 13. This one is going to be a very, very special Pics of the Day video, for me at least. As you probably have guessed or know, this one, the five in this one are all about the Townsville Zoo. And as we know, the two NPCs that are in the zoo are Boomer and Jackie, and if you have seen any of my videos concerning those two, it's a major, just all I do is just talk about them, how much I love them, how much I'm excited for them. So, with that in mind, I am giving you the warning right now. This whole video is most likely just going to be me gushing about those two. I'm going to be talking about how amazing they are, how much I love them, how much I love seeing them, things I hope from them. A lot of it's going to be centered around that. I will talk about the zoo and what I think is going to happen or what I would like to happen with the zoo. But this is just my warning to you now, because I know that a couple times when I get excited over things, it can come off annoying or overbearing to other people. So this is my warning to you up front right now that a majority of this video is going to be about Boomer and Jackie. So I don't want to hear complaints at the end of this video if you guys thought I talked too much about them. I already warned you to skip this video and wait for another one. So with all of that in mind, I'm going to get into it. If you remember in the last video, we looked at the bridge, and it looks like we're in a separate section, or maybe at the same one where the last video, the last picture was. And we're on the bridge looking into a habitat. There's water. So this makes me think that we are most likely by some sort of reptilian creature that can go into the water and out of the water, just because there looks like some sort of cave or something. There's something over against the wall that's blue, and I can't really tell what it is because I don't know. I haven't been to the zoo in a long time, so my memory of it's fuzzy, and I don't know how the devs designed this zoo. I don't know what they want to put, because maybe that's the feeding bin, maybe it's not. Who knows? No animals are here, so obviously there won't be any. I hope there's signs, that they put signs up where all the animals should be. I think that'd be really nice. Or maybe you have to go find signs and put them up. Either way, it's cool getting a shot into the habitat to see that they're not all cages, because you do see a couple cages. Those are most likely for the birds. I know they put the birds in cages, like the falcons and the vultures and hawks and all those. So it'll be cool to see more habitat stuff for like the lions, some of the bears, if there's going to be any. I hope there's some bears. That'd be nice. As always, for this segment, I am going to talk about the captions as well. And the last caption was Jackie, and this caption is Boomer. And I really love the way the two go back and forth with each other. They really play off of each other well, and I really love that. I really want to see their dynamic more. This one is just him denying Jackie's previous statement, and it does say that they found a chalkboard covered in fusion matter. Now, I don't know if it's going to be similar to the way that in the original game, Fusion Eduardo gave us a chalkboard to let us know bad things were happening and where to find, I think it was him, where to find him or just something, because the imaginary energy messed with his fusion energy. It could be it's just a chalkboard and it was led as a red herring, but it'd be kind of cool if maybe another imaginary fusion or fusion of another imaginary friend was behind it and was leaving clues again. But it's really just cool scene in, and this officially does kick off the start of the 2-week Townsville Zoo arc, which I'm happy. I love when they do arcs. I love seeing the individual stuff, but when they get arcs going. It's really nice because you start seeing everything connect. It's like seeing the dots connect. So that's the first one. Our second one, there isn't too much to see it, but it looks like we are following Jackie and Boomer through these pictures. So the first picture had us at maybe the start. It's at least the start of the bridge. Then we were on the bridge looking down, and now we are still on the bridge looking out, and there's, in a distance, there's a building, or a structure, I should say, actually. And I can't officially say what it is. I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably already know because you're following the forums. It's just if anyone hasn't seen it yet, I don't want to ruin what it is. So we will talk about this in the next video only because it's the sixth picture. But it was there. It's a very interesting design. It looks so cool. It's not just a straight figure. It has curves, even from what we can see. It has some curves, some ovals. I just love it. I love. If you saw my last video, which if you're on this one, chances are you've seen my videos. But you know how much I love the individual stuff, the little things. And this caption for this picture, of course, has Jackie and Boomer going at each other again, and it's just, I find Boomer so adorable. His earnest desire to not only complete this mission, but to make Bubbles happy is so cute, because it really does follow the trope of you're the only one who was nice to me. Like we saw in Dragon Ball Z, and that's the first one I can think of, so shut up. But we saw it with Dragon Ball Z, where Piccolo turned nice because of Gohan, and he's now doing everything in his power to protect Gohan. And so it's cute for this one. This one isn't so much Boomer's trying to protect Bubbles, but he wants to make her happy. Yes, I see it as because he has a crush on her, but that's the shipper in me. But I can accept that he is doing it just out of his earnest desire to have someone like him, and that Bubbles has put her trust in him, and he doesn't want to let her down. And if that is not adorable, shipping aside, if that is not the most adorable, heartwarming thing that a prior villain who is questioning his own existence and his own life and his destiny and is going out of his way to make someone else incredibly happy, and I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. It's just so heartwarming and cute. And while I know that the missions will probably lead to it, there's also the writer in me that kind of wants to throw in a monkey wrench and have it all spoil, and then Boomer's sad, and that's why I'm a writer. I'm going to write these things. So expect a very sad fanfic maybe later. Who knows? I'll think about it. But yeah, so that's the start of my Boomer thing. But there's not too much on this picture. It's really just, like I said, it's a plot point. It's leading up. The next one we have, it's not an actual in-game screenshot. I guess, should I call it a screenshot? I'm going to call it one. It's not an in-game shot, which I did not notice at first because happiness blinded me. No, I didn't see it. I totally thought, I guess I should have known something was off with Boomer, or not Boomer, with Jackie, because Jackie looked too well designed and didn't look like he had the shading. But no, it's a picture drawn by Vert. It's been deconfirmed that it's a cutscene, which makes me incredibly sad. I really wanted these cutscenes of just like the pictures like they've been doing, but fine. I will accept it. I'm old enough. I'm mature enough to accept these things. I'll just lightly complain about them in my own room. But we got Jackie observing some tracks, and he's going into his private eye mode, and that's cute. Kind of wish he had a fedora, but I will accept no fedora. Vert, if you're listening, please put a fedora on him. But it's cute. The tracks, the caption kind of let us off, saying it was either a duck or a platypus, and I thought it was Fusion Coco, just because I know she's got the 3 feet, but then I thought even more about it. I'm like, but it's not, her feet aren't really that webbed. And then the other problem is that these aren't really webbed as much as they are pointed. And I am saying this all in hindsight. But even then, even if I thought it was reptilian, I still would have had no idea what it was. So that shows how I was doing so great as my own private detective, you know? Hey, I was having so much fun, and then this came along. It's like, nope, you know nothing. But this one's so cute because you get to see little Jackie. And every time I see this picture and I see him, I just want to pick him up and hold him. So some of you, if you like Jackie, you're going to have to fight me for him. It'd be cool if in-game you could pick him up. But I will settle with his nano following me around and saying cute little things. And this, as I'm going to keep repeating, this one leads into the next one, where the two boys go and follow the trail. And where does it lead us? A blowfish. The blowfish is back. It's not a fusion. It's the actual blowfish, which is interesting. I don't recall us actually fighting a blowfish. I know we had the mother blowfish, and that holiday mission was so terrible, I blanked out. Like, it's literally blanked in my mind. I know I did it because I had the rewards, and I'll admit I liked the rewards a bit better than the actual mission. But it was just thrown in there like, oh, Mother's Day's coming up. What do we want to do? Let's just do this. But I totally blanked out on what actually happened. So that's not what's important. And what's important is that the blowfish is here. This picture is so cute because we get Boomer and Jackie just leaning in, almost just looking at it like, what is this? What have we found? And they even mention in the captions like, oh, we found it, but what is this thing? And I'll give them credit. If we didn't know its name, would any of us know it's a blowfish? I really want to ask people. If we did not know, would you actually sit there and say, oh, yeah, this is a blowfish, if we didn't know that that's its name? So I don't blame them for not knowing what it is. Maybe Boomer doesn't get... I don't know when the blowfish was in the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know if it was before or after the resurrection. So I can't really say if I'm annoyed with him for not knowing or not. But it's so cute because they're just like... Boomer is just expecting something bigger, and there's just a cute little blowfish. And yes, I said cute because it's so cute. Because it's just looking at the two like, hi, I don't know what I'm doing here. What are you doing here? And I really wanted the next picture to have Boomer pick up the blowfish, and then the blowfish just like tries to bite his head off. I don't know. I thought it'd be so funny. That's mean of me, but I don't know. I really do like this because they just look so cute. Like, you can't even see their faces, but just based off the caption and their body language, you can take a guess on what they look like. They're like, what is this? And the next one, which is our last one, you've got them still there next to a cage, which makes me wonder if the blowfish was involved or not. But you've got Jackie like, I don't know what's going on here. What is this thing? The blowfish, I said it looked confused. I was told that it might have indigestion, which then led me to think, well, maybe it ate the animals, which is too dark for this game. So I'm like, all right, so they didn't. But it would be funny if it did have a stomach ache, because it does sort of look like it's a stomach ache. Or maybe it's like, what am I? Because now that Jackie's bringing it up, he's like, I don't know, what am I? And Boomer is just, he's miffed because he thought this was going to be a big breakthrough, and it's a big letdown for him. And he's like, it's not related to the case, so we need to get going. His face is so great because it's sort of confused and it's sort of miffed. It's like, what are we going to do with this thing now? It's not... I have this idea now that it's going to be following them. Wouldn't that be hilarious? You know, you go to the zoo and you go get missions. I don't know if the two of them are going to be split up in the zoo, but if they're right next to each other, and then there's the blowfish a couple feet away just because Jackie and Boomer were the first ones to find it, so it stuck around with them. I think that'd be so cute. It'd be sort of like Runty. It's their own little pet. I don't know. I know some people on the forums were a little disappointed with the reveal, or at least the pictures. They didn't like that it was actually drawn pictures instead of the actual screenshots. I don't know. I don't remember the pics of the day ever being limited to just the places in the game. I think it's just pics in general for Fusion Fall Legacy, and right now they just gave us the story arc of the zoo. We knew what it was before. Boomer's going to go find the animals because Bubbles asked him to, and we now get more information. We get to see more of it, but we also get a new character. There's a blowfish. We don't know what it's for. Is it an NPC? Is it an enemy? Was it involved? Was it not involved? We actually don't know. So we can't say for sure if this blowfish is involved or not. All we know is it's there. It could have been involved. It could not. And the only way we'll know is when we play the game. So I really liked seeing it. I don't know if we're going to get more zoo. I think this is going to be it. Usually they only run for 2 weeks if they're doing an arc. And this one definitely ran for 2 weeks. The next picture actually aired today because I am recording it on this day. So I think we're going to be done with it. We may come back similar to the way we've come back to Nowhere a couple times. But all in all, this is my favorite arc. I am legitimately, if there is one mission I'm legitimately excited for, like ecstatic and want to do the most, it's going to be this one. I really liked the auto finding that Larry gives you, as we saw in his picture. But this is so much fun because it's exciting and it's a mystery. The games never really gave us much of a mystery. The closest we got was maybe the Ben one where an imposter was going around, but by that point you knew it was just a fusion, or just a fusion. Albedo, no one would mistake him that well, because then they would just say he had white hair. The other one was Belladonna, but I mean, everyone already knew Belladonna was Buttercup. You just have to look at her, listen to her voice. It's the same person. We all knew. There was no mystery. So this is the first real mystery one. What happened? Maybe it turns out that the blowfish was involved. Maybe it turns out it wasn't. We don't know. Only the devs know, and that's why it's so much fun that they put this up as an arc, because it's kind of an overarching thing. And it's an overarching thing for Boomer's development. As I've stated multiple times, he's a teenaged villain, part of one of the most, I mean, if the Powerpuff Girls are the most renowned heroes, they've got to be the most infamous villains, because they are basically the girls in boy forms, and that makes them just as powerful and dangerous as the girls. So off the bat, no hero is going to really accept Boomer. I mean, the only one who did that we know of is Bubbles. Maybe along the lines the other heroes might, like a lot of the good-natured, nice ones. But for the most part, I don't see a lot of them helping him out. And I just had the image of Samurai Jack giving Boomer advice. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Because in my head, Samurai Jack is like the ultimate hero in Fusion Fall. Like, he's like the Superman in a way. And I don't mean by power or by like attitude, but because he's like the oldest and he's sort of the wisest, and he is powerful. Like a couple times he's really powerful. But I've seen it in like multimedia, the Super Secret Crisis War, which I'm going to recommend to anyone who has not read it. You need to go find that comic book and read it. I don't know if you need to just go to Barnes & Noble and sit down and read it or buy it, but you need to get it. It's really good. And then also in It's blanking on me. Cartoon Network, Punch Time Explosion. Both times, Jack has been regarded very highly by the heroes there. You had in Super Secret Crisis Wars, Ben and Dex kind of defer to Jack. And no one had a lot of issues with Jack. Blossom got some issues with Ben, but Ben, even though he's egotistical, quickly turned to Jack's side and would listen to Jack if he said something. And in Punch Time Explosion, everyone's highly regarded Jack and gave him a lot of credit. And oh my gosh, this video just turned from Boomer to Jack. I did not plan this, but no, he's very highly regarded, and I can see him giving advice to Boomer if Boomer ever ventured out into the Darklands, because I'm sure Jack, even though he may be wary, sees that Boomer is a lost soul who just wants to find his place in the world. And if Jack can nudge him to be better and be good, then yeah, I think Jack would do it. I think Jack would give Boomer some advice. And I'm sorry, my brain just short-circuited on how adorable and cute that is, because that would be so cute. I really don't know where my tangent just went. I just went off on a big thing. But overall, I'm very happy and excited with this arc. If we get more, believe me, I would be so ecstatic. But I don't think they're going to reveal a lot right now because we're still early in development. This game maybe comes around 2019 at the worst. I mean, I'm following another game that's being developed. And yeah, it's one guy, but he has volunteers similar to how this is a team effort. And the staff members have lives and they have jobs and they have school that they're trying to balance out. It's not like they're actually being paid every day to do this. So they can't get this rushed out as maybe some of the actual development games. And so I'm following this other developer who's kind of in the same similar situation, and he doesn't think his game's going to be out till 2019. And this guy's been around for 2014. So he's basically talking about a game that's going to be worked on for 5 years. The only advantage we have is that it's a team, and so the team can pick up. If someone has to go do something, another member can pick up and keep it going. But this game probably won't be out till 2019, 2010 at the worst. And we're at 2016. This means they're not going to show us a whole lot and ruin it later on. They're just going to give us little bits and pieces. So we'll probably come back to the zoo. We would have to. They may show us like the entrance or something. But yeah, all right. I just lost where I was going with this. It's what this arc does. It gets me excited, and then it gets me on a tangent, and then it just drops me off like, I don't know. But I'll say it again. I'm excited. I'm really happy. The artwork is stunning. I actually have the image of the two popping up on the blowfish as my screen desktop background. It's going to be great. I hope someone comments on it, like one of my family members when they see it. I'm really happy for what they're doing. The zoo is going to be such a fun area to explore, and the two characters that are there are going to be so much fun to go after. And I really am interested. What connection does this blowfish has? Did it happen to just walk by on accident and it just got caught in the middle? Was it involved with releasing the animals and it just did it because it thought, hey, maybe they just wanted to be let out? Or, I don't know, did the blowfish eat them? Are we going to be losing some animals? I think if the blowfish ate it, Bubbles would legitimately beat the blowfish up. So I don't think the devs are going to do that. But who knows? I don't know. The devs know. They won't say anything, but they may give us more hints just to not laugh at us, but just to see what we'll do. Yeah. But overall, this was a very fun 2 weeks to just see the continuous releases of this this arc. And I'm going to be so excited to get this mission. And I hope it's a long mission. I hope it's not just 4 or something. I hope this is a long one. And I hope the boys aren't just confined to the zoo. I hope they get to explore. I hope we get more missions from them outward. Like maybe Boomer does have a mission where he wants you to go find his brothers. Or I really want him to show up when you have to fight Brick and Butch. Because I'm pretty sure you're going to have to fight those two. Because those two are going to be bad to the bone. There is no way those two are getting a redemption. If they do, I would be incredibly shocked. But there's no way those two are getting a redemption. So I hope Boomer comes and helps you fight them. And just to show that he is on the side of good. But that's all I got. I should stop it here because as you saw, I can go off on multiple tangents. I talked about the zoo. I talked about Boomer and Jackie. I talked about Jack becoming a little bit of a mentor or at least a role model. And I'm going to put a stop to that. I may touch up on it later because Jack is such a fun character when you put him with all these younger ones because he is more experienced. And just to see the wisdom, I try to put it in my stories as much as possible, but I think I am going to do a separate video. And I know I've been telling people that I haven't been able to do a collaboration, and I really do want to do a collaboration. I want to get conversations going. It's why it's called a Let's Talk. I want to put these stuff forward, and I want to get a conversation going. I want to hear ideas. I want to hear stories that people come up with, their impressions of it, their emotions on it. I want to hear all of that. So I'm really thinking in terms of characters, I might start collaborating with people. Like I'll put up a character and their relationships, and we can talk about what we see them doing in the game, who they would hang out with, who we would want them to hang out with. The more we get into it, the more I think about it. I'll put up a video talking about it and what the expectation will be. I don't want to do it here because I am already running on a couple minutes. Oh my gosh, I just saw my recording. I'm over. So that's going to be it because this is getting super long and I don't know if YouTube is going to let me put it up. We'll find out. So this is it for the video. We have had looking into an enclosure, looking off in the distance, the tracks, finding the blowfish, and then figuring out what we're going to do with the blowfish. So that'll be it for me. I've talked enough. I will catch you guys all on the forums. And in Tom's famous words, stay gold.